Yes, guys, it's your boy DC, and welcome back to another episode of the Ball or Nothing podcast. Today, we've got a new panel. Today, we've got an interesting subject of conversation. Off cam, we've had some interesting stuff being said so far. So before we start and getting into it, we're just going to introduce our panel. So from left to right, do you introduce yourself?
Jonathan or Excel, Man United, come on.
Dre, Man United.
Tots, Spurs.
Drives.
Your boy DC, the best club in the world, the best club in London especially, Chelsea, all the way.
As you already know, my name is Ben Frank, one half of the B-Shop Boys, massive Liverpool fan, a Kloppite.
Kloppite, you know. Trapper, you already know. City.
Just go. United supporter.
Top stuff. Right, so guys, we've just finished the first game week of the Premier League and we had some interesting results. A few fans getting a bit too gassed about obviously their team's results over the weekend, and a few fans a bit disappointed, United. But obviously as a Chelsea fan, I'm very happy with my team's result. Obviously we could have done better, but not winning against Everton since 2017 and getting the win is something that I'm proud of, and I think we're going to do well this year. I feel like everyone's underestimating us, and yeah, we're going to do some big things. But yeah, before the show started, guys, we got you guys to write down some names for this week. So we've got 5 different categories, and we're going to go over one by one, and you guys are going to let us know who your player was for these categories, should I say. Okay, so we're going to start off over here. Your best player for this week, who was it?
Haaland.
Haaland,
yeah. Like,
cool.
Done his thing.
Cool. Your worst player?
Scott McTominay.
Good shout. Good shout that was. The best team?
Who did I go with best team?
City. Worst team?
United.
Cool. And manager of the week?
Oh.
Good stuff. Right, moving on.
Best player, Mitrovic.
Mm-hmm.
We put in work on Van Dijk. Worst player, Scott McTominay. Team of the week had Bournemouth.
Okay, interesting.
Worst team, obviously Manchester United.
Yep.
And manager, I think I put.
Good stuff.
Oh,
Yep.
So you both Man United fans put
the
worst team as United and the worst player as McTominay.
110.
So
That one.
the agenda's on McTominay now. Was that what it is?
It's been on McTominay for
It's all on him now.
Garbage.
Calm. Maguire, bro, there was some shocking performances in that. You both singled him out though.
But De Gea had more successful passes than McTominay.
I've realised, United fans, you're so shook to put the blame on Maguire. You know?
It's coming as well.
Let's hold fight. Let's go around the table first. Because listen, I got a big list here, and all I'm seeing on this list, guys, is bare United stuff. So United fans, we're coming for you. So yeah.
So best player for me, Kulichevsky.
Yeah.
End product was there, clinical, gonna do wonders this season. Worst player almost was Saka, but we're gonna go with Maguire. Well, speaks for itself what he done really. Best team, no surprise, Spurs. Impressive display. Came back from going to goal down and got the business done. Worst team, again, it was almost Arsenal, but we're gonna go with Man United again. And the best manager, Conte.
Good stuff. Next one.
Alright. Best player, I went Mitrovic, obviously. You know why I went Mitrovic, right, bro? I'm just making sure we're all playing. You know why I picked Mitrovic. Cool. So yeah, obviously Mitrovic, because he was just going on like a madman. Weekend team, championship just come up. Played with Van Dijk like he was Seagan or Senderos or one of them guys. So naturally, it was Mitrovic. Worst player, McTominay. I don't even know what I would do if McTominay played for Arsenal, bro. I'd probably be bald or something. Seriously. Best team, I went for Fulham. Simply because, obviously, they've come up from Championship, showed no fear, and done their thing. Unlucky not to win. But even with the draw, I'm sure they'll be proud. Worst team, United. And manager of the week, I went with Potter.
My choices. Best player of the week was Kulusevski. I feel like he was his top draw, added a lot of value to Spurs' team. And if you look about his individual performance, I feel like him alone, he's going to be underlooked this season until the season progresses and kicks on. And it'll be interesting to see how well he does this year. Worst player performance, and mine's different. It's United player, of course, because why not? But I'm giving Rashford. Rashford because he had a few chances in that game to pull it back against Brighton, and his head, his trim, ain't doing the right thing. So that's what messed him up. Best team performance out of two teams. I couldn't pick between the two. Spurs and Brighton. I think both of them tactically outmastered one or the other. Obviously, United's team didn't need a lot of work to it, but Spurs done a good shift. Worst team performance, obviously United. Manager of the week has to be the old boy Conte.
To be fair, mine may sound biased, but it's not very biased. There's a lot of thought behind what I said. So obviously, best player performance went to Mitrovic. Obviously, there was a lot of good performances, but I just think coming off what Virgil done to Haaland in the Charity Shield, I think. See the back pocket job that he done. You come into them games confident, you see. But obviously, I think there's been a lot of talk in the summer of Mitrovic not being able to do it because he's never done it. Bro, I've watched the game and I've never seen Virgil so rattled in my life. That little turn, that's something Virgil will just stand up and wait for Trent to come back around. So yeah, I'll give that to Mitrovic. Worst player performance has to go to Fabinho. I watched the game and sometimes I watch Fabinho and sometimes he looks like he can't play football. That game he was moving like he can't play football. I was so happy he got subbed off. Obviously that's with my Liverpool blinkers on. I'm sure there was worse performances. I would have rather McTominay. That's how bad it was. My best team performance was Fulham because I think their tactic was spot on. And the fact that they've done it from the first minute to the 90th minute, I thought that was sick. It was obviously going to equalise because we don't lose them kind of games. We do score all the time, apart from Champions League finals. But you have to get there to know what it's like.
We've been there
We
twice.
got there.
Worst team performance, I'm going to give to Southampton, and I think they're in big danger. I think what Spurs done, it was normal. Like even Southampton taking a lead, I think everyone knew Spurs are coming back. And then manager of the week, obviously Conte. And to be fair, I'm so shook. I'm so shook this season. Right. It's so big.
So another man should be shook, but it's cool. We'll get to that.
Yeah, that's me.
The big brothers never shook their little brothers still. Just saying.
Yeah.
First of all, I've never heard that Fabinho slander really from a Liverpool fan yet, so I'm surprised at that one.
I'll break it down. We'll get
Also, I've never heard anyone so excited about the Charity Shield before. That's about 10 references already.
I'm sorry. You know the charity is actually a trophy. Like you see, what do? We lift the trophy. That's one. We've won the first trophy of the season.
It's a plate, bro. It's a plate.
It's not a plate. It's the curtain raiser. City won it. I promise you, he'll be on to me.
100%.
He'll be on to
Do
me.
we cut?
Wouldn't it be the first time we won the Charity Shield? And I've never been
That's because
overjoyed.
I'm not going to say it, but that's because he's sorted.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
That's because I like Arsenal, apparently. So, my one is, obviously, Kulusevski probably had the best week of anyone in the Prem. He's going to be absolute trouble for everyone if he continues. He won't be there long either. If he continues at that rate.
Is he young?
He won't be
He's
there long.
22.
He's young, bruv, and the way he's... Obviously, it's early days. He looked decent last season, but what he's already done, he's looking like he's stepping it up. Worst player gone for Maguire. To be honest, it's the same old story with Harry, as you guys would already know. Even from before the game, he's lining the team up on the wrong side of the tunnel.
This is it.
David De Gea's got to say, big man. And even then, he's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Oh. His heart's not in it, bro. Is he still the captain?
Yeah.
Something's not right. So I'm putting him as my worst player. Best team, everyone's going for Spurs. Did anyone think Southampton was going to lose to Spurs? I don't think they did.
No, but I think it is.
Yeah, it does.
Did you think Man United was
I
going to
think Brighton's performance is more impressive, just because of the fact that all these 10 halves come in with there's a resurgence. We battered Liverpool 4-0, and Like we're back. Look at it. So I was expecting Brighton to at least go there with a little bit of trepidation. Like, you know what? Oh, the Man United might be back. Like they went in there and said, listen, normal service has resumed. Yeah. No Bissouma made no difference.
Can I just add one thing?
Yeah.
Though?
Hold on. Let me land.
Just to what you're saying.
Let me listen, boy. They also lost Cucurella. Made no difference the way they turned up against Man United. So manager of the week for me has to be Potter again. Conte is quality, but I can't see why he's getting more praise than Potter for that. Now say what he was gonna say.
I was gonna say, you see, the thing is, you know, United had chances before Brighton went up in it.
Right.
Bro, it's
You know,
everyone has chances.
United were opening up the team.
That's because that's what I was saying about
See,
Rashford
at
as
Old
well.
Trafford, at Old Trafford, as soon as they go 1-0 down, I think one of the pundits said it. They can't come back. Like, Brighton weren't spectacular. They just took their chances. When United started- when
That's
United
not an
got the goal
excuse,
back-
bro. That once
No,
you
it's
go
not a
down,
goal,
you
but
can't come back.
It's facts, though.
Anyway, we'll touch base on this in a second, innit?
You can't take nothing away from Brighton because when
No, I'm not
when
taking
United
it.
concede, they can't go down. So you man already won. What do you mean? They had to win the game, bro.
No, but there was a possibility that United could have come back and made it 2-2.
I just think their win's more impressive than Tottenham's, even though they went down.
I agree with you. I think Fulham.
And Tottenham have world-class players, bro. In certainly in Kane and Son.
Someone
So
put City's performance.
And the rest.
I-
And the rest.
Who were the rest?
certainly in them two, but I don't see many world-class players in Brighton. So I think their win is more impressive.
And I think the point you made about Ten Hag, it being his first game, is overlooked. Like, that's his first game.
Over
So,
the
like,
tower,
you've
over the
got-
like. I should give him over blind.
Yeah, like no.
No.
What,
No,
big United?
Galvanised.
Get lit off.
Take those lines.
No, I agree.
So the fact we lost
So
that,
even Ten Hag now, you won game, fair enough. But man, even looking at Ten Hag like, is this Ralph rerun? I don't know. What you say? Big man.
Best player. Yeah, no, I was just waiting for the.
Skip over that.
Yeah,
Ten
I'm
Hag
trying to
bit.
say,
Yeah.
remember,
I'm gonna let you land. Go to.
yeah, best player Mitrovic, hands down. Like all the doubters, not me though, because for me, I saw it at Newcastle. I don't know why Newcastle got rid of him. I don't know why they got rid of him. When he had that season in the Premier Newcastle, he weren't too bad and he bangs internationally. So, but to do it against the world's best centre back was amazing. Like to towering over Trent, that was a beautiful sight.
Willie business.
That was a beautiful sight. And then, if you are like, everyone just assumes Mitrovic is alarm, you know, he's gonna get crosses in. He done the little cut. He had back track.
Choppy,
Shaky legs, you know. Moving like Phil Jones giving away them pens. But yeah, so worst player has to then go to Van Dijk for me. I'm surprised no one else didn't say it.
I was close. I
me
was
too,
told.
I
I
was
was told the
close.
team
I'm
had
surprised
Maguire
no one
in,
didn't
but
say
I'm
it.
very
sorry.
close.
The way Mitrovic dealt with him. How can, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, bear in mind, he's getting assisted by Pereira.
Right.
And just Pereira.
Right.
Jesus. But yeah, best team had to go to Tottenham for me. Not even just about the opposition or anything, but just if you watch the game, it was a clear, decisive victory. There wasn't many clear, decisive victories in week one. There was a lot of like teams figuring it out as they went along. Like, do you know what I mean? And for me, Tottenham, they're the team that look like they've clicked like already. Do you know what I mean? So worst team went to Villa. I'm surprised no one ever mentioned them. Like everyone gives Gerrard the blight, but if you check the stats, Gerrard's record is identical to.
It is. But
You ain't even let me land. You ain't even let me land. Check the stats. Gerrard's record in terms of games played, games won, games drawn, games lost is identical to Gary Neville's.
No, I think Gary Neville's actually got 2 more points.
He's got 2 more points.
Yeah, he's got 2 more points.
I rest my case.
So they both got a
You see,
35%
before
win
Gerrard
rate.
came in play,
I didn't know that.
Villa finished 11th, you know.
Yeah.
When did they finish last season? Like 14th. So like they're not on an
Gerrard's
upward
taking them
trajectory.
backwards.
They've
Yeah,
also
they're
lost
not-
Jack Grealish.
They're not on an
That's
upward
a big
trajectory,
factor.
and it's not like they ain't spent. They've been spending.
That's what I was gonna say.
They're spending, bro.
spending.
They're
Yeah,
spending.
getting the
You
players
know what I
that
mean?
you
So
want,
Villa had to be in there for worst team for me. Bournemouth. Like I've tipped Bournemouth to go down at Solanke and them, and I've tipped them to go down. Like, and they just whooped you up like that. I said, no, it's peak. And the manager had to go to Potter. Had to go to Potter because what he's done with that team is like so. whoever thought, you know, a couple man in that team was carrying them before, now you've seen that it's not that. It's a rotating cycle of, you know your job, you know your role. The team has just got a nucleus of how to play football. And secondly, I was a doubter when they got rid of Houghton. Because I thought, Houghton kept you up. That's good enough. What do you mean you want to play good football? You should be glad to just
To be fair,
stay
I
in the
think
Premier.
most man doubted that Houghton.
Yeah. So like to see what he's come and done,
You have to respect it.
you have to respect it. You have to
You know,
respect it.
Potters from, and I hate doing this, but
Hey, one more thing, please. Southgate, you need to sit down, man. Potter,
Right,
needs
Potter.
to-
Yeah,
England.
Hando,
Hey, get the boys,
Hando.
get the Lions, man. Get the Lions. That's what I'm saying.
FA heard it here
The
first.
World Cup, he's coming. But I just want to say, Potter's from that same mould. You know, there's managers, you mould the team in your image.
Like
Who
Steve
else- Who else
Cooper.
does that?
But what I don't know Potter's image.
No?
So what do you mean?
How's this one back there?
I'm just saying.
What do you mean? Now, I had to shake my head like, hold on. I don't know Potter's image. What's Potter's image? Because I never knew about it before he come. I'll confess.
It's that identity.
But you're moving like he was like a tiki-taka player on
Right.
the pitch. I don't
Hold
know.
on.
What's
No,
his
but do you know
image?
what it is?
Before he
It's the
came-
same with like I'm not going to use that example, but I'm going to
What's
go a bit
Klopp's
lower down.
image? Klopp was a dead baller.
I'm going to use that like
So
Steve,
what's his image?
Steve Cooper at Nottingham Forest. If you look at their team,
Yeah.
even though they're a bit rubbish,
Yeah.
but the way they play,
Yeah.
you can tell like they've got
But that's
an ethos of play.
that's the difference.
But that's the same with
They've
the
got a
same with-
philosophy, a
that's the same with
footballing
Brighton as well,
philosophy,
innit?
but it's not in his image. That's the wrong
But I
connotation
said,
to use.
I mean,
Because
I
Potter,
mean-
what's Potter's image?
Oh, I hear
No.
you. Man
Potter's
don't
got-
know him as like.
Yeah, like what you can't say in his
player.
image. Like,
yeah,
he's a
yeah.
was a dead
Yeah.
baller. So you can't say if it, you know what I mean.
cool.
But
Maybe I'll word it. There's a way
yeah, but
Brighton
I know what you
play,
mean. Football philosophy.
and without, you can take
Yeah,
players out of the team,
Yeah.
and they can still play. With Liverpool,
Yeah.
Mane, okay, cool. Mane's just recently gone, but
Yeah, correct. No,
I
yeah, correct.
still see bits of it in the team. Do you know what I mean?
Hence why a lot of the times when Liverpool get new players, normally it takes a season to bed in. Because even if you're a baller, if you ain't grasped the way you're playing, you ain't getting in.
Similar to Pep.
Similar to Pep.
Right.
I don't know if Mane can be replaced the same though, because Mane had something special.
Yeah.
Mane was finished.
Mane ain't been. Hold on, are you
Let's
serious?
move on.
Yeah, boys. Move on. There's a bit of Liverpool fan here, but boys, listen up. So,
You got away with that one.
from all of them selections from the whole panel, I can confirm from each category, the best player joined with 3 votes was Kulusevski, is that right? Yeah, and Mitrovic. Okay, which I believe, and I think as a group we can believe as well, they do belong at the top, especially after Mitrovic dunked Trent and Kulusevski. Played a big part in his team's victory. The worst player, and obviously it's going to come from this team, is McTominay. We'll touch base on United in a second because I want an in-depth breakdown of why.
He got all the most of it.
Yeah, he got the most
There's
votes,
a lot
got
of
3.
contenders out there.
The best team, there's 2, Tottenham and Fulham. They both got 2 votes each. The worst team, no shock here, with 4 votes is Man United. And then the manager of the week with 4 votes is Potter. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, it's been an interesting game week. You know, there's been some good results, some bad results, and some terrible ones. So we're going to throw it over to United fans. I want some really in-depth clarity of what happened on the weekend, what happened on Sunday. Because I went to go watch the game, not physically there, but on TV, thinking, you know what? Got a new manager, you're popping it about in pre-season, and yeah, that always went out the window in that game. You guys just looked terrible. Your players didn't really live up to the expectations. As you mentioned earlier, Harry Maguire's on the wrong side of the tunnel, had to get fixed up by De Gea. So talk to us about United. Like what went wrong, and like where's the light?
So before we get onto the pitch, it's the macro environment we've got to look at with the Glazers to say that these players that are
How
playing,
many times these guys have talked
the
Glazers?
faces. You're looking at Rashford, who's a face, McTominay, who's a face, Maguire, who we paid 80 million for, and we're trying to make him that value, but he will never be that. So he has to play.
Sorry, bro. Is that the Glazers' fault as well? The fact that they gave you the 80 mil to buy any centre back you wanted and you bought Maguire. Is that the Glazers' fault?
Yes, because the Glazers are the ones who. So, for instance, Ollie, they're giving the money to. If it is Ollie that's allowed to make that decision, or the scouting network, they're the ones that have got them man in. And these guys have no footballing brain. That's why getting rid of Ralph to me was such a massive mistake. should have never got rid of
No,
Ralph.
Ralph
Ralph would have helped this transition right now.
Ralph exited though. He cut the
Yeah,
link.
he saw United project and
Yeah,
thought,
he was
forget that, I'm out.
supposed
He
to
thought,
work-
forget that.
He was supposed to manage Austria and work upstairs for us in terms of like the footballing philosophy and signings and whatnot. But he had a meeting with Ten Hag, and after that he said, you know what, it's not even working.
Ten Hag weren't feeding him.
Yeah,
Ten Hag's on the like just one captain for the ship.
And I can say, let's forget about the Glazers for a minute, yeah.
Okay.
On the pitch.
You lot have had bare chances to go out and sign. Like you signed with Varane. My man was on the bench. Yeah. You see who else have they signed recently? You signed
Ronaldo, Sancho.
Forget about the Glazers. It's not hard. You can see how other teams work.
Can I say something? Have United like lost their pull power to get good players in? Because if you look at like some of the players they're going for, they're losing out on the bids to other clubs. Even look at De Jong, for example.
They definitely
De
have, bro.
De Jong's looking. He doesn't want to leave Barca, but he's more edging towards going Chelsea.
If
And
he
he's-
goes Chelsea, that's bans.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry, I'm coming in
Why
on
not
votes
Chelsea?
next week if he goes
I
Chelsea.
don't really think it's strictly a United thing though. I feel like it's.
But they
it's
lost their.
more-
Have lost a pulling
it's
power
more-
though.
Yeah, but it's more so Champions League. Like any top player, like
'Cause
wants to go Champions League. But in general, yeah, the pulling power.
I think Arsenal were going through that stage
say it's
where
gone, but it's-
they were losing their pulling power,
what
but
it was.
I think because they obviously players looking in can see they've got a decent manager that's come in, playing a decent style of football. He can see what he's trying to do. I think players want to buy into that. Whereas United,
Saying that though,
you can see
there
that.
will never be a day I go bed and I wake up and I see that we're connected with Arnautovic and them man there. It wouldn't happen.
But that's
Even on our
That's what
worst
he's saying
day.
about
But that's what I'm
the
saying,
pulling
the
power.
pulling power, though,
The
like,
pulling
obviously-
power is not where it was. It's not even close to where it was.
You know what it is?
Arnautovic is proof of that. What's the last signing that United got?
Team like you, man.
That was,
Ronaldo.
you know, who was trying to get Ronaldo?
No, but in terms of like
What's the last signing they've got that everybody wanted
But
that
in
United
terms-
beat them to?
But to his point, in terms of Arnautovic, that's more Ten Hag not trusting the scouting system.
Yeah.
Remember, Ralph was supposed to pattern that. They had a convo. Ralph said, "Cool, I'm cutting, man. Austria and done." So now it's a last minute scrape, getting Darren Fletcher, Murphy. He's in the pub talking the business and all this stuff. So Ten Hag is not trusting, nothing at United. I don't blame him. So he's just going off of players he knows himself.
Yeah.
So like,
On a quick
even
thing.
if you give him a better player, that like as a scout you say, and it's a better, he's still thinking, I don't really know him. Let me just go with who I know.
Really knows on a quick thing you can trust.
Yeah, I think
there's
And you
so
still
much-
can't trust a brother like Arnautovic.
There's so much wrong.
that's how bad it is.
The
at
thing is,
United.
to be fair, I think he put in more of a performance than what Rashford done on the weekend. That one-on-one that Rashford did.
Yeah, but Rashford's been missing. He's been missing
By
those
the
chances
way,
consistently for a while.
Rashford's been terrible for like 2 years.
Arnautovic gets in that team, by the way.
Yeah.
Let's have that right. Arnautovic gets in that team.
If Ronaldo,
Yeah,
though,
but I don't think though Arnautovic is a United type of player. Like, why they just? It looks like at the moment they're just trying to
He's a
throw money
Ten
at
Hag
someone.
type.
He's a
he's a
stopgap
Ten
kind of
Hag
player,
type
bro.
of player. Remember Ten
Yeah, but they've
Hag?
been doing stopgap since Rooney, bro.
Hey,
They have been doing stopgaps for a while.
Man, I have to
That's where
remember
they're at now, isn't it?
he's a Ten Hag type player. You have to remember, Haller was doing absolutely nothing at West Ham.
That's true.
When Ajax, Ten Hag turned him into the Champions League top scorer.
So you think Arnautovic can come in and become top goal
But I
scorer?
didn't. No, I didn't say that. I said Arnautovic is a Ten Hag type of player. Like, forget United type of player, because that old philosophy of United, that's dead. and buried.
Do you also think that regarding the transfers as well, like you see that the whole dilemma of Ronaldo, do you reckon that's had an impact on players coming in because they can see from the outside what can
I
happen?
feel like Ronaldo is an anomaly. I don't feel like it's.
That was a peer
I
pressure
don't feel
sign.
like it's that big of like Ronaldo's on his own. Like as I don't know, like as players, I feel like a lot of teams have that, like that one man that you know, and he could do some shit that I can't do, and he could get away with it. Like even little things like, even at a lower league playing, like lower level, like playing, like there's certain man that's got a bit more ability. If they're a bit more greedy, they can cut you. Someone else do it, the man say, give it him, bro. You get me? Like, Ronaldo's one of them, man, innit? So it's not like a thing where, but at the same time, he has got positive traits as well. So all this Ronaldo slander, I feel like the club's kind of using him as a scapegoat just to keep the eyes.
That's
off
what
the
they
rest of the
do
club.
every year. That someone takes
bro.
a scapegoat.
Yeah,
Let me
bro.
ask you something. Today, PSG was linked with Rash. Yeah.
Rashford.
Please take it.
So bad.
Are you having that, Just?
Please take him,
Yeah,
man.
take it.
Take him. Let me tell you, Rash, yeah, He needs a new environment to get his confidence. His
can he flourish at
confidence
PSG?
on the floor.
100,000,000%.
He can
The
flourish
thing
at
is about
PSG.
Rashford,
He
yeah.
can, but he'll never like the thing with Rashford. People his ceiling was Mbappe level. Hell no.
But
his ceiling is not Mbappe.
No, but his attributes are like Mbappe. No, let me finish. Pace, power, the finishing, because Rashford can finish. Yeah, but Mbappe's just got flair. He's just too
They're
flair.
not really.
No,
they're not-
I'm telling you
they're not
something.
comparable.
Mbappe and Rashford are very compact. That's why.
But you
I
can
don't-
have similar
man.
attributes.
He's a Liverpool man.
No, you can have similar attributes,
similar
but
attributes.
you can still be far away in terms of ceilings.
For example, Vinicius Junior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. A few years ago, you lot probably thought Sancho was better than him, innit?
No.
That's form. But my opinion not
that's not
change.
form. That's just the class coming out.
No, my opinion
form-
not change.
Rashford stalled. United. Everyone.
Why
has
did
gone
he
to
stall?
United.
Tell me
Because
why
of
he
United.
stalled. There you go. So it's not. You said because of United.
To be fair though, in terms of
Not
Rashford,
because
though,
not because of Sancho. Because of
I
United.
personally think, this is my personal opinion on it, I think that the reason why Rashford hasn't broke the ceiling where he is at the moment is because the quality of coaching he's received over the last few years.
Facts.
You got to remember, like, no, but you got to think about it. Like, if you look at the, you don't really.
It's not
If you
even-
know, I'll tell you why. If you look at the coaches he's had.
Let me ask you man a question. Since the day that he bust and he debuts, scored two
When he had
goals
Van Gaal
and that-
Against you, man. That one.
against us. What has he improved on since? Since the day he scored those two goals against Arsenal, what has he improved
I'll
on
tell you
since?
what he's improved on.
Getting school dinners.
Physique.
That's it.
Physique.
No, but if you go back
But he don't use it. Because when the ball's in the air, he just looks.
Wardrobe's got
He don't
time.
jump.
That's it.
But listen, if you go back to what I just said though, yeah, I think the quality of coaches that have been at United plays an impact on his development. He's still a young man. How
But
old is
he
he?
has
22.
he has been there with decent coaches. He's been there with Van Gaal.
And that's
That's
what
the
he
last
gave
time
his
he had a coach.
He's been there with
He was doing the best under
With who?
Van Gaal, wasn't
He's
he?
been there with Jose.
Yeah, that's where it ended though. Under Solskjaer, the next man, he hasn't developed. Like for example, if you
that does play a part in most of the United players. But when you're talking ceilings, yeah, like that's different between form. Like although he's off form, even if he hit top form next week, his ceiling is nowhere near Mbappe's level.
That's Ben facts. No one thinks that.
He does.
I believe that.
No one thinks. You don't even believe that yourself.
I do believe that.
Oh,
I
he
believe
goes
at
one
point-
way. He's very predictable
At one-
now. This is why his stuff
But
doesn't work.
You know,
'Cause he's
you know him.
Don't tell me Mbappe is predictable.
No, I'm definitely
Oh my
gonna
God,
say.
bro,
you know
he
what
said
I'm
he's
gonna
the
say?
same level.
I was gonna
I
say
quit after he said that.
Mbappe, when he.
Stop mentioning Mbappe and Rashford.
Stooling. And the car's stooling. The car's stooling.
Please.
The car is stooling.
So, right, cool. So just quickly, from United's perspective, what is Rashford's problem? Like, what is delaying him? What is stopping him
Confidence.
becoming, what he can be? Because, like we just all said, when he broke on the scene,
He's still a good player,
He's not-
but he's just not that level of player. But to be all he can be, he needs confidence. And right now, his confidence is
ain't had
shot,
that
bro.
for you.
Like the
Wow.
chance he had, he was just concentrating on hitting the target.
Yeah.
He weren't
See,
concentrating on
yeah.
scoring. He was just saying, the
Let
ball's
me
coming.
hit the
He's
target.
saying, I pray I don't sky this. Please don't
Right.
sky this. Hit the target.
Bro,
Just
you've
hit
been
the target.
seeing this for at least a year now, though.
Bro, last
Consistently
season I
in
couldn't
front of goal,
understand why
he's
he was
thinking that.
starting. I didn't understand
Like,
why
so he
was
ain't had confidence for
starting.
at least a year, bro. And it's not a
He
joke.
needs a
thing.
new- he needs
Confidence
to
is
change the scenery, bro.
huge, especially
He
as a
needs to
striker,
change the
bro.
scenery.
What-
He clearly don't have none.
When it goes on that long.
With that confidence
Yeah.
as well, do you know what's mad? Is that like it's at Old Trafford that was struggling so much. So even under Ollie, we went on that mad away record, but that was like with no fans. So like, bro, when there's no fans, there's no pressure.
Yeah, it's
Like,
almost
that's
more
it.
pressure at Old Trafford, bro.
Yeah, that's
and
what
as soon,
I'm
and like what he just said, as soon as he gets the ball, he's thinking, "Oh my days, don't lose it." And if he's 1-on-1, he's almost thinking, "Don't even pass to me."
He doesn't
Slot it
even
nine
try.
out of 10.
Yeah, he doesn't
Because
even
you
try
don't
to
wanna miss.
take on his man no more. 1-on-1.
Yeah,
That was
he
his
does.
main attribute.
His
Beating a man.
his
He
head's-
don't.
his head's
He don't
long
try
gone,
to beat a man no more. That's confidence. He comes inside and he looks around like, "Yo, someone come."
so in terms of Rashford's like ability, what do you reckon is stopping him from like reach his potential?
So yeah, but right now I definitely would say it's a lack of confidence. But the point you picked up on earlier, that like the training, the coaching, like that's also contributing to like his lack of form. And I think it is form. Like once he gets going, like the rest of the United team, like I'm sure they can do bits, especially Rashford. But it is a lack of confidence at the moment.
Yeah, I think that plays a big part, and I think the coaching as well. I think we'll see in the next year or so if he does progress, but I don't see any way out for United anytime soon. But from a Spurs perspective,
Aye.
You lot just got a perspective.
Talk to me.
You lot are new to the table.
Obviously, you're both Chelsea's younger brothers in this game right now. So 100%.
We just talk through. I can't even see.
How many Champions Leagues have you guys got? Both of you put your Champions Leagues together. How many have you got?
Come on, I hear that.
We can do that same thing with Prems, bro.
My bad.
We got a few.
Yeah, but that's past that now. But anyway, back to Spurs quickly. So we're talking about the big dogs at the moment, you know, and obviously you guys are coming into the scene. Where do you guys think you're going to finish this season?
I'm aiming for top
Realistically as well.
I'm aiming for top 2.
No, let's be realistic, please.
Yeah, realistic. Come on.
Realistically.
I'll tell you what.
I hear that. Realistically, top 2. Yeah. Realistically, top 2. You lot will slip up this season. That's a fact. But if you don't, as a minimum, third place, minimum. We were speaking about even just before 5 points. You lot was ahead of us. Some say we scraped it, like you're saying. But this season, like everybody can see, the difference is even for the past couple of years, you've been seeing what we're leading up to be, and I think now is the time that we're going to go and do it. I don't know who beats us.
I think this weekend will be a big decision decisive moment, should I say? Because obviously playing Chelsea, the big dogs, in our ground. Last season we beat you 4 times, home and away, in all comps.
It's one of the past.
I was there, all of them. So
and I just want to add on top of that, I think let's not get carried away with Southampton this weekend.
that is true.
Let's just. I hear what you're saying. You took points of us twice last season.
I was going to say that.
You took points of City twice last season.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, and I think they had the best record against the top 2 sides. The only thing that worries me about Spurs is there's going to be a patch where when they start doing janky in the Champions League and we come back from the World Cup and they're just struggling for the January. Do you know what makes Liverpool and City so elite apart from any other club in the Premiership? Their managers. Conte's gonna lose his head soon. Never.
No, I feel like that's the difference.
Wait.
I feel like that's the difference. Even Graham Souness, the most negative man in football, Graham Souness has said on TalkSport, Spurs are not Spursy no more.
Exactly.
Wait. Boys, moving on. We'll discuss Spurs next week after Chelsea give them a little 1-2.
Hold on. Wait. Just quickly on Spurs. Who's the best player in your team, in your eyes? Or who's the most important player in your
There's so
team?
many. It's the most important.
Yeah.
Kane.
Got to go to Kane, innit? It has to. Got to go to. However, Kulusevski's going to play a big part this season. That's crazy. Bentancur played a big part last season and he will this season as well.
Yeah, because he retired Winks.
I know men say, I'm a Spurs, that is Spurs, this, that, and the third. But I thought Winks was.
Actually, like
Man United will take Winks.
I think this game, I think this game
Man United will take Winks.
Yeah, that says it all. That says it all.
I think this is coming too soon for Chelsea.
No, it's too early for both of them. I don't think you can judge too much off this game.
Spurs will win it. It's still a
I think Spurs will win it.
Spurs will win it.
Even take Southampton.
Chelsea ain't got a striker. You ain't got no striker, bro.
No, them.
Spurs are beating Chelsea.
This game comes.
Here's a serious question. When was the last time Spurs beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge?
That's right.
When was the last time it happened? It doesn't happen.
Alright, let's go around the table.
It don't happen.
Spurs Chelsea. Spurs Chelsea.
What, on Sunday?
Yeah.
Spurs.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Do you know what? Yeah.
This is in his blood.
He's even going to see Spurs.
I'm gonna say Spurs, bro.
Oh, right.
Chelsea.
I'm gonna say Spurs.
Chelsea as well.
I think Spurs. He said
Spurs all
Bro,
day.
this is what I'm saying.
man.
It's not
Chelsea ain't got no striker, bro.
Brainwashed by the
Timo
ball.
is dead.
See with Chelsea, with Chelsea, at the end of the transfer window, I could judge them. But right
This
now,
is
your
it.
squad's incomplete.
Right.
This is it.
Even your way, you ain't even got a way of playing ball right now.
Bro, they don't even have a plan in the window,
Like
bro.
you scrape past
Them man are
Everton.
just on vibes right now. See,
Man like Gordon,
Todd's
man
on
like Gordon
vibes,
and
bro.
Demara and Gray was
But again,
wicked.
going back to what you just said though, we
We
haven't won at Everton since 2017, yeah.
But
And
it's
also-
Lamps, bro.
No, but also
Anyone can beat
No.
Lamps. Listen. Come on.
Also, if you look,
That's what I was going to
Lamps
say.
is dead, bro.
if you look at
Lamps
every team they
is
put
dead,
out,
bro.
their whole squad was defenders or DMs other than Gray and Iwobi. No Premier League team, no matter how good you are, is going to break that down.
From Chelsea, honestly,
It's a good
the way I think it was the way with no striker, they had Sterling up top, no
And you think
Rudiger.
it was
they're
working?
better.
Bro.
No,
Everton should have got the draw.
They grinded that away.
They grinded that
Sterling,
away.
That's not impressive.
I'm telling you,
That's not impressive.
of course it's impressive.
It's impressive.
Away from home, first
Chelsea
game of the
grinded that
season.
win.
Yes.
Against
Who
Everton.
was more impressive?
Everton are
We
relegation
have
team.
Werner, Lukaku.
We didn't have a lot of players.
Werner's
And
dead.
also, we're us.
But you spent the most P's as well.
You should be beating Everton.
Don't
Everton are
spend-
relegation. They're relegation.
Yeah, but
It's the same
it doesn't
thing.
matter the relegation or not. When a team set out to simply defend and put as many defenders or defensive midfielders
But you
out,
know-
it's going to be
But
difficult
that's
for us to
not
score
as a
goals.
No, but you know what?
And exactly that. But
to
first game of the season is still going to be difficult.
Aye, to that point about a defensive team, yeah, many a times you see City having that problem, yeah, but you always feel like they're gonna do it in the end because
Yeah.
you can
Happens
see
to
a
Liverpool as
clear,
well.
you can see a
No,
clear,
but
precise way that they're going about breaking the team
But
down.
that's why
What I
City,
saw-
that's
what
why
I-
City always flopped to Palace.
But
though.
what I saw,
because of that same
but
problem.
what I saw with Chelsea was you were just running out of ideas. In the end, you scraped a pen.
Right.
I think
And Everton had many a counter attacks
No,
where
like,
if they had a
yeah.
striker, same with Arsenal though, with Crystal Palace. If they had a striker,
I'm telling you,
it would have been
Bun
a different-
Crystal
Man United
Palace,
didn't play so bad. Bro, if Man United never played so bad, it would have been Arsenal. If Man United never played so bad, it would have been Arsenal.
I don't know
That
what
ain't
game you was
impressive.
watching.
What are you talking about?
I wouldn't say worst team.
Nah, it wasn't that bad, but Arsenal was only good.
Anyway, boys, we're gonna move on now. Anyway, so there's been a lot of statement reactions this week over the games on the weekend. So we're just gonna read through some of them, and we're just going to discuss them in it. So the first one, and obviously as we can all see, we're going off our heads now, is fans are way too reactive these days. One loss and they will overreact and they want change. It's not the right way to behave as a supporter of a club. So United fans, as you guys, you lost, and a lot of United fans, I see something earlier about they're trying to protest to not go to the games because of the Glazers and that. So do you agree with that comment, that statement?
Yeah, but I don't think it quite applies to Man United like in this game because like what Man United are protesting about is again like the Glazers thing, and that's an ongoing thing. If we're looking at like the reaction to the result, then so be it. Like it is matching. That's exactly what our reaction should be. That's not good enough on the field. And of course, it being Ten Hag's first game as well, like definitely it is warranted to be like that reaction.
I think it was more Sunday was a continuation from last season. It literally felt like we were watching a United game under Ralph. I think that's why United fans were a bit upset because pre-season we were smacking up Liverpool, doing whatever to like Villa and Melbourne victory or whatever. But then first game, after about 30 seconds, we looked exactly like we did last season. So I think
We got one question.
It's a proper genuine question. Where do you see United? Are you a top 4 team,
Hell no.
mid-table team, or bottom?
Hell
I just
Hell
want to
no,
know
top-
where United fans, because obviously we talk about high expectations. What are your
We don't have high
expectations?
expectations.
Yeah, you don't.
We
do
don't
you?
have high expectations.
So what do you see? Top
What we're
60?
looking for at best. But we're not. I don't even think. Well, me personally, I ain't looking on a number on the table. I know we ain't getting top 4, so anything else is irrelevant. All man's looking for is development, improvement, and like a sign of a direction of this is where we're
You
going.
got some hope, innit?
Not even hope, because man just has that.
You
genuinely
want something to believe in.
I mean, because hope is just.
You wanna
just
see patterns
grab
of
it out
play
the
and-
air, but I want to see, I want to see something that I can believe in. Bro.
It's so mad, like literally, I look into you lot's eyes and I swear that I feel you lot because growing up as a Liverpool fan, bruv, do you know how horrible the Man United?
It ain't been that long yet, bro. It ain't been that long. That went on for about 30 years. Bro. Yo, so that's old.
No, but United are en route to that.
But
United were
Liverpool's
smoking.
dip is older than certain man in the room and that.
You see, we were washed up. Like we was where you are. We were where you are. Like beating us.
Liverpool
Like,
worse than what
But the
United
thing is, the only thing is, when we used to play you, we used to give you good games. Like, but it's not even happening now when we play you. Like beat you like 16-0 on aggregate. Like, but this is what I'm trying to say. I want you lot to come back because I don't like these lot.
You see when what you just saying about top 6 now, that's realistic for you.
No, I didn't say that.
No, sorry, top 4 is not realistic for you at all.
So any other numbers? Are
Just
relevant.
last year when you lot, obviously it's not you in it, when you lot was signing Cristiano, Sancho, Varane.
Well, under Ole, never.
Yeah. Do you know what they were saying?
What are they saying?
We bought these people to challenge for the Prem.
Yeah, it was a sign of
The
intent.
same man are here, and you've gone from we're gonna challenge with these additions to
It was a
Top
sign
6
of
would be a
intent.
bonus.
Agreed. No, it was a sign of intent. On paper, those names are a sign of intent. But under Ole,
I think you lot realise.
No.
I think what happened last year. I think United fans actually realised, nah, we actually with the way Ten Hag thing happened, not Ten Hag, Ralph Houston. Who did you lot have again? My man.
Ralph, yeah, Ralph.
I think
Ralph
the way
Rangnick.
I think you lot realise, okay, cool, we're not the same United now. And
Man knew that
it's-
before
it's-
anyway. But in terms of like what to his point about signing them players and a few fans thinking, yeah, we're gonna go for it now.
All he was saying, we're
Oh,
gonna
you have
go
to
for it.
remember, yeah, that's exactly the plan. That's the wall they would have pulled over the fans' eyes. Bro, we're getting backlash, protests. Remember, it was peak for them at that time, you know.
It still is,
Man
bro,
was
yeah.
running up in the stadium and that red mist and that. They said, what are we gonna do? Yo, pull out. Cristiano, the saviour, boom. It's just pulling the wool over
I don't
the
even know
eyes.
if
At
you
the
lot
end of the
actually, you
day,
lot didn't even pull out
it's
Cristiano.
like a rotten
though.
fruit. You see
City
a
pulled
rotten
him out.
fruit, it rots from the core, bro. Like,
That's my thing with McTominay.
You know what I'm
Is
saying?
the midfield is the heartbeat of your team.
Of
And
course.
we haven't had a midfielder quality one.
But he's getting
Have-
scapegoated, brother,
Yeah,
because
no, he's
terrible.
everybody
He's
knows
worse
that
than
he's not
But McTominay's
he's not
not
good enough
terrible.
to
He's
lead your
terrible.
midfield
McTominay's
and for
not
you to
terrible.
achieve.
Let me
what
tell you
you're
about
trying to
McTominay.
achieve. But he's still there. That's unfair on him.
Tots, let me tell you about McTominay, yeah. The guy can't get in centre mid for Scotland.
Thank you.
That should tell you
He
something.
gets dropped, man like Gilmore and McGinn
Man
are
like
in there.
Gilmore
He
and-
plays centre back. He
Gilmore's
play,
dead.
he
Gilmore's
play,
dead.
bro. I'm not saying he's dead, but I'm saying as a Man United starting centre midfielder, how are you not starting for Scotland? You're getting dropped back
Even
centre
Fletcher
back.
used to start, innit?
Man's getting pushed back centre backs. Fletcher was class
If-
man in that.
boys, if we move on from this now, and I've got another United subject here, which is one I saw, and actually when you deep it, it's one that it kind of makes sense. One of the statements I saw. So it's Danny Welbeck is better than Marcus
It makes
Rashford.
no sense, brother. None at all.
No. It does make sense.
What way do you
It does
mean?
make
What way do
sense.
you mean?
Let me break that down. Let me break that down. Let me break that down. The only way that makes sense, yeah, is if you're thinking positionally. As a striker, Danny Welbeck's better than Rashford. As a player, he's not better than him.
No, but you know what it is.
As a
No,
player,
but personally,
But
do you
if
know-
you're talking about, I think they're talking about centre forward. Can they saw Welbeck what he done at centre?
And-
If you're
and I-
talking centre forward.
and I
he
also think they're looking at it as Danny Welbeck was at United, went to Arsenal and Brighton, and I feel like they, as an agenda, are gonna feel like he's gonna do the same sort of thing, like go from United, be a flop.
That's
No,
that's all.
you know why that won't happen?
careers
Because
and that,
Rashford's
but just
more high
talent-wise.
profile.
No, but I think that's
Talent-wise,
what
you
they're trying.
can't-
I think that's what they're trying to like
Two
judge
of them
it
ain't
from.
in the same. Like, if this was talent, they're not in the same. Like, they're not on the same
As a
shelf.
baller, Rashford's better.
They're not on the same
As
shelf.
much as I
Do you-
give
do you-
him
do
the
you-
pressures.
Do you guys agree?
The pressures of playing for Brighton are way different to Man United, of course. And that's Rashford's. That's what's holding him down at the moment. The pressures. just
Yeah, look how dead Rashford's been, and man still think that Welbeck is not better than Rashford. I ain't seen Rashford been good for
Yeah.
years, but just from what I
You
know,
know what it
he
is
can
with
do.
Danny, though, 'cause obviously he was at the.
We know what Danny does, and he does it well. But
This
he's
is what
so
I'm saying. So
basic,
even
bro.
if he knows that he's not gonna bend a man up, he's gonna be a handful, bruv. He's gonna be a bully.
Yeah,
He's
that's what he does well.
gonna do
That's
what
like
he
saying,
does.
oh, is Heskey better
Rash
than mine?
ain't got that
Because
side
Heskey
to his
does
game
what Heskey does
yet.
well. No, he just knows
He
his
ain't
game.
learned that side yet.
But do you want to ask you a question though, even to these boys, with regards to Man United, yeah, the thing that baffles me about Rashford, at what point does he like stand up for himself and say, do you know what, I ain't gonna keep hanging on to all these excuses. The man has got potentially one of the, in my opinion, one of the greatest players of all time, definitely of our century, the greatest player, Ronaldo. They're training with him day in, day out, right? He's surrounded with world-class players. All his managers, none of them are media managers in the big scheme of things. They're all
Oli was meaty.
Apart from Oli,
he was a Man United legend.
Rangnick was meaty as well.
Yeah.
Rashford's been surrounded by legends
In
since
fact,
he's
Rangnick
about
was worse than
5.
Mane.
Rashford's been surrounded by legends since about 5 years old. So when does he have to say, nah, do you know what, I'm not having this. Let me show you what I can really do. The only difference between him, and this is why I think Saka's so dead, the only difference between him and Saka is one's got confidence and one's got a left foot.
Do you know what?
If Saka's right-footed, no confidence, no difference.
Here's the thing with Rashford. It's been 6 years since he burst on the scene.
Okay.
And I've been saying this to all my United friends as well. When's it going to happen?
Exactly.
When's it going to happen? He's had one good season.
Guys,
It's
you
a
know,
fair
6
point. It's a
years.
fair point.
What do you mean?
do you not think it's
Messi?
I
What
think
do you
it's
want?
just the
I
United
want him
thing,
to be
though.
better, bro.
Look how long Pogba was there for. He couldn't hit the ceilings. It's just United. There's something there that's stopping these players
top-
from growing. and
Top
everything.
players,
Look at
But-
Sancho.
but again,
players
I think
can
that goes down
flourish
to the
even in
coaches
bad
as well.
situations. Top players, is, you know what I'm saying? Top players can flourish in bad situations.
And actually, I want to touch base on Sancho quickly as well as we're here. So I don't know if you guys saw, it was definitely in the group chat, but Scorcher's take on Sancho. So if you guys heard what he said, he's trying to
100%
compare him to a semi-pro, what was it, influencer or something like that.
It's too early, man.
Bro,
He supports Spurs. I think it was just a Spurs.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
what are your comments on that?
and he's dead at
I
ball.
just think it was weird. Because Sancho's not rubbish. That was his first season at United. I don't think he expected it to be like that. Like, I really didn't think he expected things
I
to
don't
be
think United was
bad.
set up to accommodate him.
Even the way United, what
You get me?
identity do United have to play? At Dortmund, he had the way he was playing. He knew what he was doing. There's no identity in that United team. They tried to play. You're playing. Harry Maguire's playing out from the back. What the hell?
And let me
Wan-Bissaka.
segue off that, because another thing is there's a lot of casual fans that they watch football, they don't understand football. Like a lot of fans, I'm telling you, they were gassed off Sancho off of highlight reels from Dortmund, but they ain't watched him to see what type of players. Like Sancho is not a dynamic winger like a Rashford and them man there, like a Saka. That's just gonna.
He's a Sterling, bro.
That's they were thinking this because they're seeing highlights. He's not. He's a thinker. He's a playmaking winger. Like, I'm not putting him on Figo's level, but in terms of Figo, weren't dynamic. He was a.
Oh no, in terms of
I made that clear before I went on. I made that clear before I went on. But don't get it twisted. Sancho's ceiling is very, very high, bro. But listen to what I'm saying now. He's a thinking winger. He's a playmaking winger. Therefore, he needs patterns of play. He needs overlapping fullbacks. He had Wan-Bissaka that season 1, bro.
Worst ever, man.
Come on, man. Help the man out. In the midfield, he's used to teams, that are dominating the ball.
Bro, you're
yeah?
forgetting where
he's got McFred centre mid, bro.
where Sancho left when he went to Dortmund, bro. He had all of that opportunity.
And this is one more thing.
He didn't want to be Phil Foden. He wanted to be Sancho. And now look where he is.
But I rated that when he went because
But
he
it
went to
backfired,
play
though.
ball.
Now,
No,
it
but that
backfired.
weren't nothing to do with leaving. That worked. He finished second in the Golden Boy.
But where's he now?
He finished second in.
But I think
moving to Man United.
If he never left, if he never left, would he be the Sanch that we're talking
Look
about
at
right
the
now?
trajectory of him and
I don't
Phil's
think he
career,
would be.
because everybody said
I don't
Phil.
think he would
Everybody
be.
said Phil wouldn't be
I
Phil.
don't think he
bro.
would be, bro.
Everybody
But
said Phil would sit on the
Phil
bench.
still isn't Phil.
Bro, look at the reports on Phil
But
when
Phil's-
Sancho left. Everybody said Phil will sit on the bench for 6 years and waste his career.
But-
Now Phil hasn't done that. He's busting to the
But
first
Phil
team.
still
And
isn't
Sancho
Phil.
looking like he can't get.
But that's because the
But Phil still isn't Phil.
That's a fact.
Phil is an arts Phil. He's a centre midfielder. He still isn't Phil.
Bro, Phil
you see what I'm trying to say? He's
Phil is
Pep
versatile.
still got the training wheels on him. You know
Phil's
why?
versatile.
Pep
Oh,
said.
obviously, 'cause he's only just back to
Pep
first team last couple years.
said.
He's still
For
developing,
Phil
bro.
to play centre midfield, it's not ability.
He needs to
He
know
said
when to knock down and when to stop.
Rhythm.
Exactly.
He said he plays
But
in
look
one
at the
rhythm.
level of development
So-
over him over the last couple of years, bro. From saying he won't get any minutes
I'm not
to being a
disputing
first team regular.
So are we saying then with like the new
I'm
gaffer
saying
coming-
Sancho's move backfired, bro. That's what I'm saying.
But
to Man United, but I don't think to Dortmund.
But going off of that as well, though, do you think now that there's, well, I don't really see it, but now they've got a new manager and that's, can work with him closely,
Will he improve?
will he improve?
He should be.
He will. I've seen him improve already. I've seen him improve already. I've seen him
And you
improve
see that
already.
thing you read out? I don't even think, to play devil's advocate, or to be fair to Scholes, I don't think he was saying Sancho's shit. In fact, he weren't saying he was shit. He's saying, I know what man can do, and he's representing all the brothers, so surely like he needs to turn up. He seemed like more disappointment,
felt let down,
rather
yeah.
than his shit. 'Cause anyone playing the Prem, like obviously at a base level, man's not saying anyone's shit in it. Cause man's sitting here, man, playing in the Prem.
See Sancho's
But I get his point.
Sancho's performance on the weekend, So United, it was based on United's overall performance. Like we played well up until Brighton scored. We played. Bruno should have banged. If Bruno banged, it's a different game. But you see, at that
So
time,
sick of Bruno,
Let me just land. At that time, Sancho is playing decent. But then once we lost the goal, United went back to they pressed the reset button. They panicked. But they forgot because remember they have to unlearn like 5 years of shit ball to learn Ten Hag ball. So it's like they were with Ten Hag. Once they lost the goal, they pressed the reset button. They went back to McFred started McFredding, Maguire started Maguireing, Shaw started Shawing, Rashford started Rashfording. It was mad, fam. The next minute Ronaldo had to come on, Eriksen had to go DM and school them on how to play DM.
But what Eriksen, what was he, like a false nine with the pacemaker, bro? You lot are playing it, bro.
I see what United were doing because if you see the first couple plays, he was dropping deep, and then I think Rashford,
pushing on.
That's why the gaps were
even
coming.
It was trying to do what, what's it called? Chelsea do a Havertz, innit? Make him play a bit deeper.
I think United had the right idea. I think Fernandes puts that chance away.
The reason why
different game.
the reason why Ericsson wasn't working first half is because if Ericsson is that high up the pitch, who's getting the ball to Ericsson's feet? Fred. No, Fred was giving it to Brighton, hence why he came off at half time, bro. You see what I'm trying to say? Then Ericsson had to drop in. Then ball started to play again. Because we started to play again when Ericsson dropped in. And then if Rashford tucked in that chance what he had, it would have been a different game again.
Is Martial back this weekend?
I don't know.
Who have you
You
not
know
got?
what it is? Just to touch on your question.
Yeah, we'll have one more question. We'll move on. Yeah.
Ivan Toney, jeez.
Just to touch on kind of my thought on your question, what you're saying about Rashford.
problem?
I think Rashford's problem is the same problem that Sancho has. Same problem in parts. Even Grealish, I got a bone to pick with Grealish as well, because I don't think Grealish is.
Tots, I don't really
reachable.
disagree with you, but I'm already disagreeing with you.
You
Don't
don't
put
know-
Rashford, Grealish and Sancho there.
Yeah, let him finish. Let him finish.
My thing on them is, when it comes to that, when you're at that age, right, and the reason why I don't even rate football now as I did back when it meant you got your Van Nistelrooys, even we could go on for days. What I'm saying is,
better land, you know.
now it's about money and it's about image. I don't think these young players come up and say, you know what, I actually want to be a legend. I actually want to leave my stamp on
I
this game.
think they
and say,
do. That's a
I
bit
don't
hard.
think
It
Depends on the player, bro.
That's a bit
Alright,
hard.
take an example.
Depends on the player. Depends on the player.
Look at even Bellerin. Let's take Bellerin. He's not in there now, but I'm saying
Who?
take him as an example.
Who?
When he put Bellerin, I
Hector.
know he's dead, I know, but Bellerin, the guy, he get hecked up. Yeah. That guy when he's at Arsenal. Remember when he first came, he wasn't too bad. He was doing his bits and pieces. Then what happened? Went to one runway show.
Social
and then
media.
social media took his head.
That's the life,
And then
though.
before you knew it,
Beckham's been doing that. Everyone's been
no,
doing
no.
Yeah, Beckham was
Tots.
on the runway.
Alright,
Beckham is the-
boys, I think we're going a bit
we are.
off
Yeah,
track now, innit? So let's just move on. So we're gonna play a quick game, as we're all here together, and we're gonna go one fan by one fan. So we're gonna play a quick game of start, bench, and drop. Okay, so we've got different positions, and in each position there's 3 players. Okay, you've got to start one, bench one, and drop one. So I'm gonna start left to right. We'll do left to right. Okay, so first one, goalkeeper. Out of Mendy, Ramsdale, and Lloris, who are you starting, benching? Lloris. Start, bench, drop.
I'm starting Ramsdale. Benching Mendy and dropping Reece.
I mean, that's your answer. The correct answer is Mendy starting. I'm benching Ramsdale and Lloris.
Mendy?
100%.
No.
100%.
Because I need a keeper that can hold the ball at his feet.
Yeah, man,
I need
he can do both. He can do
What?
all. He can do all. No, the kicker's a bit bad. I'm a Chelsea out on there.
Hey, what's that cap? Yo,
No. Mendy can't play. He can play with his hands though. Next one, right? Cool. Centre backs. We've got start, bench, drop. Fofana, Gabriel, or Dyer.
Start. What was it for Fana?
Fofana, Gabriel, and Dyer. Start, bench, drop.
Start Gabriel. Bench for Fana. And who was the last one?
Dyer.
Oh, definitely drop that. He's garbage.
All right, next one. Yeah, you got a tricky one, you know. Right, DMs. Start, bench, drop. Rodri, Fabinho, and Kante. That's a difficult one. I can't lie. Obviously, we all know who's the number 1 and the 3.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Personal opinion, I got to start Kante.
Yeah, good answer.
That's what he's
Tight though.
crazy. Only man I've seen do better than him is Makelele.
That is crazy.
Kante's up there. Honestly, and you're a chat about
Yeah.
I have to say that, bro. Kante start all day long.
Who's benching? Out of Rodri and Fabinho.
I think I bench Fabinho, you know.
Is it?
I bench Fabinho.
Benching Fab.
And Rodri.
Rodri.
Dropping him.
Rodrigo.
It's easy to do it in a team of stars, isn't it?
Yeah, that is true. That is
Stop
true.
winning DM.
Huh?
Mental.
Right, next one. Obviously, this one here's we already know who you're gonna put first, but let's take our Arsenal hat off quickly and use logic. Right wing. Kulusevski, Saka, and Money Mace.
Is Kalini on the pitch when this is happening?
Alright, so star boy number 1, obviously starting. Star boy starting. Then we'll go Kulu on the bench, and then Mace is gonna have to take a seat still.
It's in his blood.
What's the
You
last
know
one?
he's not.
Well, you drop him down. Drop him Mace.
Yeah. For right wing.
So Matt was in that.
Yes.
For right
Well,
wing.
so he should be.
For right wing, I'm dropping
No,
this.
he's more of a like.
He's a central midfielder, man.
Yeah, but
No,
if
they
it's-
do play my wide though.
If it's right wing,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
dropping
That's
this.
three. Yeah, two cool players in there still.
Yeah.
Off of who? Lukaku.
Well, off of Sterling right now. Hence
It-
why they were so.
It would have been.
Hence why they
No
were-
way, I thought Mason started in it.
No, now he's playing as a 10 in it, but he was playing as out wide, inverted. forward.
Havertz to the
He was
left,
playing more inverted.
Mount to the right, and Sterling in the middle. That's why it was.
Right. Next one.
Yeah, it weren't
Last. I've got
connected.
one more for you. Last one. Centre forwards. We got Jesus, Mitrovic, and Nunes.
Purely based on what I've seen, right? And I'm not biased. I love Gabriel Jesus. I think City made a mistake getting rid of him. So I'm gonna go with Nunes to start because he's moving. Do you know? Before you lot say his touch is dead, whatever. You know his movement is so crazy. You know he come on against Fulham and the amount of chances, all from his movement, his brain's crazy.
But does his movement look sick because he's chasing his first touch?
That's a good one.
That's a good. I've got a Nunes question coming for you. I want you to answer it.
I'm going to bench.
Actually, no, I want you to answer it. Let someone
I'm
else.
gonna on the side of my subs bench. I'm gonna have Jesus because he's a really good impact sub at City. He was. He got a few goals against Liverpool starting, but you know.
Right winger. Scored against you every game, I think. but-
He did, yeah. And then obviously, the only reason I'm going to bench Mitrovic is just because the quality.
He's not
of
on
the
the
other
same
two.
level,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's not on the same level. But Nunes, guys, I promise you, just watch. We're playing Palace on Monday night. Just watch his movement off the ball. It's so crazy. I promise you.
Right, moving on. We have got some questions from our Insta family. Okay, so earlier today we put out a little poll for you guys to ask us some questions, football related. So our first question we got from AOP Clothing Limited is who will score more goals, Haaland or Nunes? So I'm gonna fire that question at someone. I'm gonna fire it at.
Or me?
Yeah.
Haaland.
Do you reckon it'll be like a massive margin, or
No competition.
do you reckon he's just?
You know what it is?
Not even the
I
same
feel
category.
like Haaland, like he doesn't even. There's no competition for like Firmino started game one. That's not happening with Haaland.
Right.
Like that's not happening. Innit? He's playing and he's scoring in it. Like you know what I'm trying to say. And what man has to remember, like I wasn't even too impressed with City's performance
Exactly.
because I felt like
right.
they played well until the final third. And when they got to the final third, they also are in that process of unlearning what they've been playing with, which is no striker. So they're unlearning to where Haaland was making runs and not getting picked out by players that are capable of playing the pass, but they're not used to playing that pass.
Same against Liverpool.
Do you know what I mean? So it took a while for it to click, and when it did click, he grabbed 2 goals. So come
See
on,
how
man.
effortless
Hands
it was
down,
when it
man.
clicked.
Right.
Sorry, just the run and the pass for Haaland's second goal.
From
He
KDB.
done that about 4 times before he actually got the ball.
And he
I
did
thought
it-
he was
and
going
the
to
same
strangle
in the
KDB
Champions
at one
League
point.
as
He
Right.
was doing the Viking thing.
Ragnar, bro. I'm telling you, Ragnar, bro.
Next question. I'm gonna fire it down this end. I'm gonna fire it to you over here. Okay. So from Callum HBR 2005, is Arteta the most underrated manager in the Prem?
Is this over? Is this show over? Wait,
Remember the question is underrated.
Is he the most underrated manager in the Prem?
That's Potter. That's
Hold on, is that John's question?
I never asked that.
Did John say that in?
Are you mad?
So who's the most? If it's not Arteta, who is it?
He's not underrated at all.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah, if it's not Arteta, then who is it?
Potter.
Because I'm
Easily
Potter.
Potter.
Who is the
No,
most
Potter's
underrated?
rated though. Man, rate Potter though.
Well,
Not
so
enough.
for that one match.
Man, rate Potter.
No.
Potter's been
are you-
spoken about
so
already
are-
today
are
as
you-
replacing
Are you
Gareth.
saying he's the most
Today,
underrated
but
manager?
People don't talk about Arteta in the same vein, bro.
Yeah, he is.
So who is the most
Yeah.
underrated?
Arteta had a nightmare when he started. He's
not in the
He's
same
slowly built something with young players that looks good, but it's not to say like
Right, so
he's
when- is he-
underrated.
is he
like,
levels then?
He's won an FA Cup.
Is he levels
bro.
then?
He's won a what?
He's won an FA
Is he
Cup.
levels
like-
then? I mean, must be levels then.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie.
hearing is that he's levels
I'm
then.
gonna say one
I can't say
thing.
he's levels.
I'm gonna say one thing about Arteta.
He's
yeah?
building, innit?
In all honesty,
This is his last chance. Put it that way.
that's what I'm gonna say. This is his last chance because There's only so much you can say he's building, he's working, he's doing.
He spent the most for the last.
That can't keep running.
Process can you process?
Don't forget about that.
Now it has to happen.
How much process can you process?
Check. I will say something. If Arteta was at Chelsea, got a chop long time ago.
No, but at the same time,
Lampard had no time to.
But wait, Lampard got sacked after the money came, bro. When you lot had the transfer embargo, you lot was dealing with the shit results. As soon as you lot splashed and said, yeah, here's Havertz, here's Timo, here's my man.
His team won the Champions League.
And he was still losing, he had to go, bro.
His team won the Champions League.
Do you know even deeper point than yours?
Chelsea would have got rid of
If he was
Arteta.
at any other team other than Arsenal, he would have been sacked. That's true. It's only because he's at Arsenal.
If he never
Probably,
got,
yeah.
if he had the money and he got the players that he wanted
What?
from
He's
early.
had the money.
Wait. You man are saying, wait. I will land. Let me land. I have to pick up the mic for this one. Man are saying Arsenal spent 100 odd mil on this one, that one. Certain teams spend 100 mil on one player.
You spent £50 million on Ben White.
Right, yeah. And how did that work out? It worked better for us than signing Varane.
72 million.
When Ben White was signed, everyone was saying, Varane's cheaper. But what happened, bro? You man finished 11 points behind Arsenal, bro. Facts.
They just bought Zinchenko for 30 million and a right winger that couldn't get into a team with no striker.
Yes, that's a great deal, 30 million.
72 million
That's
on
a great
table.
deal, bro. What do you mean? Why are man hating? Man are hating.
Boys.
I'm not hearing nothing about Pepe, bro, because we got the maddest HP link.
Sorry.
We got the maddest one. Maddest. No credit check.
You got next one? Yeah.
I do actually. Arteta is underrated. You know why? Nobody expected Arsenal to give anyone a run for top 4 last season.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
They didn't have no Europe.
No, I didn't.
They only had the league.
But everybody says that.
Let him finish.
I promise you, I came into last season and my staying thought Arsenal are rubbed. They need to sack Arteta if they want to do anything. Bro, he pushed a very good Spurs to the last couple games.
How many points did Spurs finish above Arsenal?
Exactly, he's underrated.
None of that
If you
matters.
watch the
How many
documentary-
points?
if you
Was it
watch the
2?
documentary
2
about
points?
all the stuff that he's trying to do. I think this season, that Jesus signing.
Alright, that's a game
big
changer.
job.
Big, but
game
Mum was
changer.
saying that he's got away with more than a lot of our managers on
Yeah,
this
of
team.
course, because
He's
Arsenal
using
got
this
a
thing of,
process.
oh, we're building,
Look at United.
we're
Yeah, look at
building. So
United.
now
Jesus
you
didn't
have
score
to
on
deliver.
Saturday, you know that, right?
Huh?
Jesus didn't score on Saturday, you know that.
ask-
He got
Oh,
pocketed
wait,
by
boys.
Anderson.
Let him finish his question.
No, I've come to the conclusion it's actually Moyes, and even from a Man United fan, I'm gonna go with Moyes. You know, I think he's the most underrated man.
David
Moyes, yeah.
David Moyes.
But Moyes has already gone United though. He's already gone United.
Right.
The first manager.
Right, boys.
If Fergie picks you out and says you're my successor, you're rated, bro. You're
Boys,
not underrated.
we're gonna move on now. We're gonna move on. Next question. From James Hudson. Okay, this question is: what is Kuleveski's ceiling? How good can he be? I'm gonna ask you. How good? Next one. How good is Kuleveski's? What is Kuleveski's ceiling? How good can he be?
Can definitely be world class. Right. Definitely be world class. Right. Will it be at Tottenham?
This is what I'm saying, bro. There's 2 ceilings, bro. There's the Tottenham ceiling and there's the big club ceiling. That's what I'm saying, bro. At Tottenham, see when he's at Tottenham, he's got a duck. You see what I'm saying? When he goes to a big club, he can stand up tall and straight and be the world class player he's supposed to be, bro.
The but will it be with Tottenham? It's not as big as it used to be because Tottenham, to me, dark horses for the league. Right.
For the league,
Right.
bro.
This man knows what he's talking about. I'm gonna bring a shirt. I'm gonna bring a Spurs shirt. He knows what he's talking about.
Ask top the Spurs fan.
You man don't even look like you're winning Carabao,
You
bro.
watch him every week. What's his ceiling?
In terms of levels, I'm putting him Iron Robin, world class.
Oh my.
I'm
That's
putting
where
I'm
he
going
goes.
that deep. And even maybe further.
Is that too soon to
Robin?
make
No,
that
it's not.
judgment? No.
What you see, bro? Everybody's just seen him from this game that he's done it. He's been doing it since last season. Let's
Yeah.
not
I
forget.
see that as
How
well.
many games did he play last season?
Bro, before I don't speak Arsenal.
How many games did he play last season? This Kulu guy, how many games did he play last season, bro? Man saying he's been doing it since last season. Did he do it for the whole season or a little bit of the season?
He come as a prospect last season.
Say no more.
Bro, before Bentancur and Kulicheski come to us last season, we was in the dirt, you know.
They saved our season, bro.
He was
Yeah.
playing
Two
Winks.
players alone.
He was playing Winks and Højbjerg. That's why.
I was saying hit Winks, you know.
Can't
Before
disrespect.
Ben took court and
No,
when
Højbjerg's
the
hard.
best we come, we was in the dirt, bro. They saved us, bro.
Bro, you
This
say, was
season-
you not playing Lucas Moura on the right?
Lucas Moura.
He ain't too bad. They were playing the Dutch guy. They were playing the other guy, the Dutch guy, Bergwijn.
I feel bad.
Bergwijn.
dead. Bergwijn could go Arsenal. Bergwijn's dead. But all of the rest, I feel bad for Moura. He
But
should
in
get a run.
one
No,
quick
he's
point
done.
on Kuleveski, yeah.
World class.
The thing with me with
done.
Kuleveski, why I'm not 100% convinced of this world class,
early.
of this mad
See,
high
not now.
ceiling, is
See.
because I've seen him come through like under 21s get raved about, like, and I've seen him, he's not delivered. He got the big move to Juventus. Yeah. Fits and starts, he wasn't consistent.
Yeah, but it's
Then he's
Juventus,
gone.
yeah.
He's always had talent though. He's gone Spurs. This is why I rate Conte. I feel like it's more a Conte effect than. I feel like
Yeah,
he's
right.
playing to his potential. I don't feel like his ceiling is like mad above what you're seeing right now. If you get what I'm saying,
He's young though.
he is young.
He'll do a
but
better. He'll do a better. We'll end up at Real
a
Madrid.
Bell.
End up at Real Madrid. He'll end up at not now.
Bell
now,
is cheap,
now.
bro.
Oh, you do know Kuleveski's ceiling is not higher than Son's.
Excuse me.
Son.
Not higher
No,
than
Sons is that's a different conversation.
So exactly.
For another
But
episode.
why
That's
we-
not-
we're not-
That's my
So
point I
he's
was
not
making.
going, bro.
What you're
So-
seeing.
No,
I disagree,
that move's
you know.
not coming. That's what.
You think
that
Son? You think Son can get better than he is now?
Son's peak.
No,
No,
but
no,
he's
no.
peak.
I think
Son ain't getting no better.
Son's peak.
Son-
But I don't believe.
Son ain't getting no better. Bro.
Son's
Son
peak.
walks into any team in
But
the
he's
world.
peak.
Alright.
I don't believe
If you never had Son and you never had Kane, are you making top four?
That's a whole
Without Son and Kane, are you making top four?
ceiling is way higher than Son.
Without Son.
Without Son and Kane, are you making top four?
Peaked, bro.
What? And
Yeah,
Conte's
but I
manager.
don't see
Yeah.
Yes.
what you're seeing right now.
Right, moving on. Next question. Next question.
Capping.
This one here. Listen, this
But I
one
don't see
here
it much higher.
is from VVS.
Prove you wrong, you know.
VVS Len. I'm gonna ask the Spurs fan. Was Nunes actually good against Fulham, or was he just lucky?
Are you gonna ask the Spurs fan?
Bruv, the answer to this is what I say about some of these big signings that come in. It's easy to do it against a mediocre-ish team.
It's not though.
Do it when it matters. Do it when it's a Man United versus
No,
Man
but
City.
you gotta answer the question though. You can't go
Let me just
around.
land it straight.
In that match, was he lucky?
Was
or
Nunes
was he-
actually good against
Yeah.
Fulham, or was he just lucky?
I think he's lucky.
Why would you say that? What made his game lucky?
Bro, if you see, alright, I hear what Ben's saying about the movement, the this and that. And bro, don't forget, luck comes into it, you know, to a certain extent. Sometimes you just gotta get lucky.
It's called know-how.
Nah.
Is
it's
it
not
the
know-how.
back
Look at
heel?
the difference between him and Harden.
You've done it twice. And
Yeah, if
I'm saying he's
if
lucky.
he tried to do the same back heel twice, then I can't say it's luck if it went in. Okay, it's a bit catty, like that. And kind
For
of,
me, it's luck. For me, it's luck.
But I think he,
It's a bit
you know what I mean?
pop
Yeah,
shot.
it's a bit catty.
But he
looked
made an
decent.
impact.
He looked decent.
He made an
He looked
impact, and I
decent,
don't think it was
but
luck.
in answer to the question, he looked decent, and I think he'll be a good player. But I think
I don't think it was luck. He
It
made
was
an
hard to
impact,
call luck.
and you know
It's
why
hard
he
to
made an
call luck.
impact? Because it was a different look for the centre backs of Fulham. Although it's Fulham, it was a different look because Firmino comes feet every time, doesn't go in behind. So you're a defender now. All half you've just been having to deal with this man coming feet, and Firmino's good at coming feet.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, like you're squeezing up on Firmino, and then all of a sudden this guy comes on and he's going in behind. Do you know
remember
what I
the
mean?
most important thing you said there is it's Fulham.
It is Fulham, but you have to rate Nunes as well because he didn't even have Thiago feeding him balls. He had man like Jordan and them.
I'm not taking it away from him. I'm not taking it away.
Right. Some interesting discussion there. Some interesting answers. We're gonna move on now to a quick game of Do You Know Your Club? So we've got a lot of fans here: United, Spurs, Arsenal, the Mighty Blues, City, Liverpool. So we're gonna test your football knowledge. Right, City. Cool. Right. Question number one.
Well, it's a quiz, yeah?
Yeah, you gotta get it right. Each wrong answer you get will result in a forfeit. Each right answer you get, you can delegate a forfeit to someone else on the panel. Does that make sense? Yep. So, question number one for the City fan is: how many top flight league titles have Man City won?
Wow, what kind of question is that?
I'll leave you
Tell me recent history.
15 seconds.
Recent history.
How many top flight league titles have
You
Man
gotta
City
think
won?
about that for.
I couldn't tell you how many league titles any team has won before the Prem. League titles go
tell
back
you Arsenal.
years.
Have a guess. Have a guess.
I can tell you Arsenal. How many league titles have we won, including the Prem?
Yep.
I would say 9.
Oh, mate. It's actually
is it?
8. You won it 8 times.
Can't be 6, bro.
Yeah, 1937, 1967, 2011,
count.
2013, 2020, 2017,
Of course they can. That's why I said to you.
2018.
I'm saying football.
If you support
you're saying-
Spurs, them stats they have to count, bro.
Yeah, that counts
You
as
have to
well.
go back to the 30s and the 40s.
They have to count, bro.
So as you was close, but it wasn't correct. So you're gonna have to hold the forfeit.
Or was it 8?
It was 8. It was 1 off. Right, Tottenham. Let's see. He's been talking a lot today, so let's see what you know. Right,
Too much
Tottenham. Tottenham. Ah, cool. Who did Tottenham beat 2-1 in their last game at White Hart Lane?
At White Hart Lane.
Who did they beat 2-1 in their last game at White Hart Lane?
Oh, wait a minute. That should be doable.
Bro, there's a lot of football that happens in a man forget them
Last
things.
game
Wait,
in the
wait.
stadium.
Them not
I
playing.
don't even know.
The-
I
the-
remember
Everton.
West Ham's last game in the bowling ground.
Was it
I
not?
don't remember last game at
They weren't Newcastle.
White Hart Lane, to be fair. I remember what year that was.
I can't remember. Newcastle?
What year did they?
Newcastle.
What year did they go into the Tottenham?
I can't remember.
Is that your final answer?
Nah.
No. Is that your final answer? Newcastle. It might be right.
Or did he just leave?
On the return.
Also after they had the good Champions League run and that.
Oh my
They
god.
went for 2 years.
Inter and that. When they went up Inter and that. On that
Newcastle.
one, they were
Was it at Newcastle?
Newcastle. Right.
for that Champions League one.
You have said Newcastle. The correct answer was in fact Manchester United. Was it? Yep.
These are some good
Last
questions.
game- the
though.
last
Big
game-
up the big up whoever's choosing these questions, because these questions are proper still.
Yeah.
What was the score? What was the
2-1.
score in that game?
2-1.
2-1 to who?
Ashley Young.
To Tottenham. So that's another forfeit for you as well. So we got 2 forfeits.
I'll take it.
You will do 1 more.
These are good
Driver.
questions. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They're tough.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Alright, you've got to move it to the side because you can see all the answers and everything. Right. Cool. How many league titles have Arsenal won? I remember them 1963 ones count.
Oh,
as
this
well.
is the same one you just gave to me. See, it's a hard question, you know. If a man asks you about Prems, it's fresh in your head. When you go back to the 30s, bro.
And the 20s.
It
and
gets
that.
sticky, I'm telling you.
Unless you're doing your
And then I've got 1 bonus question for you as well after.
World War One and them.
Easy, man. Like before you was even called Arsenal and that.
It was in Woolwich.
Woolwich days. You got 10 seconds left.
Alright, let me go with 20.
20? What?
He's
This is
hopeful.
what I mean about Arsenal. This is what I'm saying. Trust the process.
20?
You know what? There was before anything before Prem. It's a bit. You get me?
20?
Alright,
Cool.
But I know my team's on smoke.
Right wing.
My team's on smoke, so
Right, so
I'll never count them out or discredit them.
20, yeah, cool. Maybe if you add a bit of your trophies together, it might equal 20. But Arsenal have won 13 league titles.
He was counting the community shields.
But I got a bonus question for the Arsenal. I got a bonus question for the Arsenal fans. Ready? How many Champions League finals have Arsenal gone to and won?
Trust the process, bro. Trust the
Hey, no, that's a low.
What kind of question is this? Hey,
That was a low.
what kind of question is this?
Because I can answer that one.
That's a bit cheeky because they was, to
I
be
can
fair,
answer that.
Arsenal was unlucky in that.
We got robbed in our final.
I can answer
Man
that
had
one.
to
Do
teeth us
you
in
do you
the
not ask me
final.
the same question?
No, I'm not asking.
Does anyone else want to answer the same
Well,
question?
we were unlucky in our final, so I don't business. You were lucky that you even got there because you teethed us. Like you teethed us.
We smoked you.
Teethed us.
Smoked you.
Right, so guys,
If you smoke a team, you got to win still.
that was 3 incorrect answers that we had. So what we're gonna do is next week we're gonna think of a forfeit for you 3 guys, and you guys are gonna start the show with the forfeit. So we're straight into.
You got to change up that league title one now, because man are going to do their research.
No, it's cool. But guys, listen, it's been a pleasure. It's good to have different footballing fans on. I hope United, well, I don't really hope, but I hope United have a change of heart this week and get a good result.
Ivan Toney.
Guys, make sure you guys leave your comments in the section below. Let us know who you think was capping this week. Let us know who you think the captain of the podcast was. Let us know if anything that we've said maybe a bit controversial or you may agree with or what it may be. So guys, thanks for listening and we shall see you guys next week.